So I'm here in the Krabi airport waiting to board my flight to Chiang Mai. I have an awesome interview to share with you. I've been holding off publishing this interview with Sam Marks, who I met at the Nomad Summit in Chiang Mai. He sold his company for over $100 million. I've been holding off on sharing this interview because the camera died, like before the end. The camera died and I was like, oh, well, I don't have a good ending, so how am I gonna share this? And I've just been sitting on it for like 2 months. I finally decided the first half is awesome. It's really focused. It tells a story about how he got his start making money online. I asked him how he made his first dollar. So at least I want to share that with you. There's a lot of great content in there, and we'll loop back at the end of the video to talk about more. All right, so check out Sam Marks. A lot of people watching my videos are like just starting out. So I like to ask people, like, how did you make your first dollar online? Like, how'd you get started?
Well, I had a lot of experience online before I ever made a first dollar. So I had a few failures before I made my first dollar. In college, I was trying to create like HTML websites, which I knew more HTML in college than I do now. But you know, trying to sell like memory foam mattress liners and just random stuff. Buying things from China, like actually razor blades.
Were you then selling them on eBay?
But not trying to sell them on eBay or Amazon, which would have been the smart way, but like building some type of like e-commerce landing page and trying to do it. Gotcha. And then I invented I still own patents to this day on, you went to college in the US, right?
Yeah.
So everyone in the US has keg parties, and we'd have like 10 kegs, and we'd wake up the next morning and we'd have 10 taps stolen. And you know, those things cost $45 to rent.
Right, you don't get your deposit back.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, that was a year worth of party money for our fraternity in college.
Not a necessity.
Absolutely. Like. So we would end up. I went to the School of Engineering and I said we got to like create something for tap theft. So we created a keg tap lock, and got it created.
Sorry, I'm gonna have to interrupt the regularly scheduled programming for AirAsia. Everyone, discounts for AirAsia using the coupon code.
There's some happy customers going to Bali, I believe. So we created a keg tap lock that essentially just locked a tap to a keg, and tried to sell those online. I ended up buying 2,000 of those from China. So we had it manufactured in China, prototyped in China, manufactured in China, then got patents in the US, then tried to sell them online, and bought 2,000 of them, and again, didn't go the Amazon, eBay route, just built an e-commerce site and started trying to sell them for like 20 bucks. Couldn't sell them, you know, the website was all messed up.
You bought 2,000, you were holding on to 2,000 of these?
Yeah, I still have them in my parents' house.
Oh my gosh.
I'm like, one day I'm gonna get it back going, so.
Yeah, the market's just not ready.
It's not ready, it's before its time. It was a decade early.
But you did sell one, you made $1.
We ended up selling them wholesale.
Okay.
So we would sell them to other people that had like college products online. So I can't really consider that my first online dollar, right? Because people would call us up or email us and say, hey, can we buy 10, 15 of these things? And then I started a website called the Greek Faces that was basically Facebook for fraternities and sororities, and this was very early.
Before or after Facebook?
This is just after Facebook. Okay. So Facebook was at maybe 10 colleges, and we were in a fraternity, and it was like, wow, this would be great for us if it was just college, like just fraternities and sororities, and we could have this own like internal network.
Wait, quick break. Where'd you go to school?
Florida State University.
Florida State. Okay, cool. I went to Miami University, not in Florida.
Oh, Miami, Ohio. Okay.
Okay, Florida State. Sounds like we were in school around the same time. I graduated 2008.
Yep, late 2007. Okay. I wish I had graduated in 2008. I got out too quickly. Okay. Not fast, just you know, moving back in with parents. Always the post-college drama sucks.
Right. Okay, so Florida State, and you started like your own Facebook right after Facebook.
Right after Facebook. So that actually never made $1. Okay. But was able to sell that when I was a senior in college.
That's good. So you had all these different experiences where you were trying different things, not necessarily winning or making money,
absolutely.
But you were.
Yeah, and it was that was obviously a very optimistic time in my life. You're getting out of college, you're trying all these new things, but I mean, there was a lot of setbacks in there. All the money that I made in college, I invested into this keg tap lock and trying to build websites to sell memory foam liners, and nothing was making money. Luckily, I sold the Greek Faces as I was a senior in college, and along with that, they made me an employee. So I was getting a really nice salary as a senior in college and basically not doing anything. Like
working on the website you started, basically.
Working on the website I started, and they didn't want to move too fast with it. They wanted to time it right. So like I didn't have much to do. So I had more money coming in then, but still not officially internet money.
Right.
And then afterwards I got out. The guys that bought the website, we built up their website. It was called college.com. We built up their website. They sold that for several $1 million, and then I got out, but I didn't have much money. So the guy that had originally bought my website said, "Next thing I do, I'll bring you into, because like I wanted
from the
keep
ground
this going,
floor,
right?"
yeah.
So he had some guy that owed him a little bit of money and was doing affiliate marketing.
Okay.
And the guy like didn't know how to do it, so he called me up. He's like, "Do you know how to run Google AdWords?" And I'm like, "Yeah, of course, right?" But I'd like run maybe like $5 of ads in my life. I'm like, "Of course." So I like went home and like researched everything I knew about it. Nice. I called him up next morning. I'm like, "Yo, we're ready to do this. Like, I know everything about AdWords." And he's like, "I'm gonna put you in contact with this other guy, and he's gonna show you like what he's doing, and you basically like learn from him. I'm gonna finance all the ad spend." And so like literally the next day, I had built a web page, had a little new niche, and made our first dollar, which was
through affiliate links, or?
It was basically selling a dating lead, yeah.
Really? Wow, so like one night this guy says like, "Hey, do you think you could do this?" You say yes, you cram all night long, and the next day you have...
Exactly. Like I had all the pieces in my head of how to do this, and this guy just put it together for me in like a 3-hour conversation. And then I knew like a new niche I wanted to go into. I knew like a little bit better way to run ads. I knew a smarter way to create landing pages. And then, so within that day it was like the first sale. I was like on my BlackBerry, like refresh stats.
Yeah, right.
It was like $4 for a lead, right? $4 came in, and then like before I went to bed that night, it was like $4 more came in. I'm like,
yeah, what's that feeling?
It was
like
Eureka,
$4.
Right?
It's nothing. It sounds like nothing, but
yeah, absolutely. I mean, it was $8, and
$8, but that must have been the best feeling.
I was thinking of it like $8 complementing my $100 a day salary. I'm like, I just like increased my but that quickly, of course, turned into like $15 a day, $30 a day, $100 a day. So pretty soon we were at like $100 a day. And I remember like just driving around town and like, okay, that's like $50. That's mine, $50, right? And I was just like listening to music, driving 100 miles an hour, thinking I'm the coolest guy in town. And my buddy calls me and he's like, the guy that I was doing this with, he's like, "Dude, you have no idea. Like, you're happy off $100 a day. You have no idea. Like, people are making like 3,000 sales a day in this stuff, like making crazy money." I'm like, I just couldn't see it, right? I didn't have that vision. I hadn't seen that type of scale before. So he really just opened my mind to like how big the internet was, and like, don't be content. Don't get complacent with where you're at. Like, really look with a wider vision of what's available out there.
Was that the same guy who put the first thing together? Like, that was the guy who got you started, or that was the guy you trained under?
It was the guy that brought me in, introduced me to the other guy.
Okay.
So we all ended up
like a great mentor.
Yeah, I mean, both of them were. Both of them have been, amazing in my life, and both as mentor and people. And so a lot of that early momentum was completely given by the confidence of them and
believing in you and giving
absolutely.
You an opportunity.
Yeah.
You had built up all that experience, didn't necessarily win on anything, but
Right.
you just learned a lot and you were ready for this big opportunity.
Yeah, and a lot of what we were doing required like insane hours of work, and keeping like this ad flow going and creative. Yeah. And there was one point, so this quickly scaled. Like after that conversation, went out to a conference, really did see people that we were making 5 sales a day, 5 to 20 sales a day. We were meeting people that were making like 5,000 sales a day, like just making ridiculous amounts of money in all types of niches. And I had no idea that even existed. So we quickly got from $100 a day to $5,000 a day, upwards to up to $50,000 a day, like pretty much in a matter of like 2 or 3 months.
That is awesome. I hope you liked that chat with Sam Marks. I thought it was really interesting that before such an incredible business success, a $100 million buyout, you hear about the failures along the way and the many, many years of really not having any big wins, but he pushed through. And I think that's really important to see and to hear that side. So You might be going through failure after failure after failure right now, and you might not be able to see, any win in the near future, but like Steve Jobs said, you can't connect the dots looking forward, but you'll be able to make sense of it later on looking back. I hope that interview was inspiring to you and will help you push through whatever you're going through right now. You can learn more about Sam Marks at I'mSamMarks.com, and make sure to press subscribe here on YouTube to get more video content from me, whether it's digital nomad interviews or vegan lifestyle or inspirational videos. You never know what you're going to get on this channel. Made it safely to Chiang Mai, Thailand, and I'm going to go fly my drone to the mountain right now, I think.